an email from a guy named Gerald, and Gerald is having a little bit of trouble with his funk grooves. He's asking about kick drum placement while he's playing funk grooves. So basically just says here, I play a lot of funk music, and I was wondering about kick drum placement. I noticed that when you play a groove, you place your kick on certain beats, and it just sounds really funky. Can you give me some tips on developing a more funky foot? Yeah. Basically, I mean, it really depends on the type of funk you're talking about. Like a lot of the funk that I grew up with back in the early 80s, it was all about the quarter note. That's all we did, man. Just boom, crack, and everybody else carried that funk feel with the, you know, bass line. It was all about the quarter note. But, you know, if you really want to get down with kick drum placement as far as, you know, where you can put it, all you really have to do, I got a simple exercise for you to do. And it's just a displacement exercise that you can work on. When I play funk grooves, I like to play a lot of what's called push notes. They're basically just like, you know, displaced sixteenths around the quarter. So if I'm playing a groove like that, I'll add some push notes in there, you know, just to add that feel. That kind of thing. So a good thing for you to do would just be to practice displacing 16th notes on the bass drum. So it's a really simple exercise to do. Turn on your metronome like that, and all you're going to do, I like to chop it up into two-bar flips, two-bar phrases. So the first thing that you're going to do, first of all, you're going to be playing solid quarter notes on the bar. All right, so like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so just play solid quarter notes on each beat, and every second bar you're going to displace it by a certain note value. Or every 2 bars, whatever you want to do. So what I suggest is starting with, like if you're new to the whole idea of displacing, I would probably suggest starting with 8 notes because it's just easier to do. So all you're going to do is for 2 bars, you're going to play the quarter notes on the downbeat. And then for the next 2 bars, you're going to displace it by an 8th note after the 1. So basically it would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's just a basic displacement exercise, just to introduce you to the concept. Now, if you're already cool with that, then you can take it to the next step, which will help you out with all this funk stuff that we're talking about. Those push notes that I was talking about, it's a little bit harder because you're going to be displacing now by a 16th. So ultimately what you want to be able to get to with this exercise is you want to be able to displace the quarter notes by a 16th after the 1 and a 16th before the 1. Once you do that, and you've done it for a while, then you can just sort of, the whole idea with doing that particular exercise is just so that you can be aware of where those notes sit in the grid. That's all. After that, You can throw them in wherever you feel like throwing them in. But right now, you're just trying to get used to that whole idea. So, taking that same idea now, displacing the quarter note by a 16th, all right, after the 1, that would look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. All right, so that's the 16th note after. 16th note before the 1 would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that's it, man. That should help you out. After that, you have a really good idea of where these notes sit in relation to the quarter note, and you can throw them in whenever you want.